Hello, my friend. Welcome. Welcome here to this quiet place. I am so happy you are here today. Really, I mean that. You took time out of your day, your busy, wonderful day, to sit here and learn. That is something special. That is something to be proud of. So before we begin, I want you to do something for me. Something small, but very important. I want you to take a deep breath. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Hold it for just a moment, and now breathe out slowly through your mouth. Good. Beautiful. Let's do that one more time together. Breathe in, feel your shoulders go up, and breathe out. Feel them come down. Feel your body become soft. Feel your mind become quiet. Perfect. This is your space today. This is a safe place. There are no tests here. There are no grades here. Nobody is going to laugh at you. Nobody is going to correct you harshly. This is just you and me and the English language. And we are going to explore it together, very slowly, very gently. I want you to know something important before we start, something I believe with my whole heart. Are you ready? Here it is. You are not bad at English. You are not slow. You are not stupid. You are a person who is learning something difficult. And learning something difficult takes courage, real courage, the kind of courage that most people are too afraid to show. The fact that you are here, right now, watching this video, trying to improve, trying to grow, that already makes you a hero. Yes, a hero of your own story. Now, today I want to take you somewhere. Close your eyes for just a moment if you feel comfortable doing that, or simply relax your gaze. Let your eyes go soft. I want you to imagine a mountain. It is a beautiful mountain. It is tall, yes, but it is not scary. The sky around it is blue and clear. At the bottom of the mountain, there is soft green grass. There are flowers, small yellow and purple ones, moving gently in the breeze. There are trees with wide branches that give shade and comfort. The air smells clean and fresh, like after a gentle rain. This mountain is the English language, and today, together, we are going to climb it. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, this mountain looks very big, maybe too big for me. And I hear you, my friend. I truly hear you. Many, many people stand at the bottom of this mountain and feel exactly the same way. They look up and they see how far the top is, and their heart becomes heavy. But here is what I want to tell you today, and I want you to remember this because it is the most important thing in this whole video. The goal is not to reach the top as fast as possible. The goal is to enjoy every single step of the climb. Every step you take up this mountain, you are getting stronger. Every word you learn, every sentence you understand, every small moment of clarity, that is a step, and each step is worth celebrating. So, put on your comfortable walking shoes, take my hand, metaphorically speaking, of course, and let us begin our climb together, slowly, peacefully, with no rush at all. We have plenty of time, plenty of beautiful learning time. Before you climb a mountain, you need good shoes. This seems obvious, yes? You would not climb a mountain in shoes that hurt your feet.
You would not climb in shoes that are too tight or too heavy, or shoes that someone else chose for you. Your shoes need to be right for you. They need to be comfortable. They need to be yours. In the story of learning English, your shoes represent your motivation, your reason for learning, your why. And today I want to ask you something that perhaps nobody has ever asked you before. I want to ask you with great care and great sincerity. Why are you learning English? Take a moment. Really think about this. Why are you here? There are many possible answers. Maybe you are learning because you want to travel. Maybe you want to watch your favorite movies and television shows without subtitles. Maybe you have a dream of living in another country. Maybe you want to read books that have not been translated into your language. Maybe you want to connect with people from different parts of the world. Maybe English opens a door in your career that is currently closed. These are beautiful reasons. These are your shoes. These are the reasons that when the climb becomes difficult, when the path becomes steep, will keep your feet moving forward. But I also want to gently ask about another possibility. Some people are learning English because someone told them they must. A parent, perhaps. A school, perhaps. A boss or a company. And they are learning not from love, but from pressure, from obligation, from fear. Now, I am not here to judge that. Life is complicated. Sometimes we must do things we did not choose. I understand this completely. But I want you to find, even inside that obligation, one small thing that is yours, one small reason that belongs only to you. Maybe you are being forced to learn English for work, but deep inside you love music, and there are songs in English that move your heart. That small thing, that love of music, those song lyrics that give you goosebumps, that is your real shoe. Hold on to it. Because here's the truth about motivation, my friend. Motivation that comes from love, from genuine curiosity, from a personal dream, that kind of motivation is soft and comfortable, like a good walking shoe. It lets you walk for a long, long time without pain. But motivation that comes only from fear or obligation, that is like a shoe that is too tight. You can walk in it, yes, but after a while it hurts, and when it hurts, you want to stop. So today, I give you a small homework exercise, just a thought exercise. Find your love. Find your personal reason. It can be small. It does not have to be a grand dream. Maybe it is just one English word that you find beautiful. Maybe it is serendipity. Say it with me, slowly. Serendipity. Is that not a wonderful word? It means finding something beautiful or good when you were not looking for it. Discovering something wonderful by accident, like a little gift from the universe. Maybe your reason for learning English is to one day say that word, serendipity, in a real conversation and have someone smile because they understand you. That is enough. That is a beautiful shoe. Wear it. Walk in it. It will take you far.
Now we are starting to walk. The path is gentle at first. The grass is soft under our feet. The morning air is cool and pleasant. We can hear birds singing somewhere in the trees above us. We are feeling good. We are feeling hopeful. But after a little while, you start to notice something. Your backpack feels heavy. Very heavy, actually. You stop for a moment. You put the backpack down and you open it to see what is inside. And what do you find? You find stones. Many, many heavy stones. And written on each stone in dark ink are words. Let me read some of them to you. The first stone says, "I make too many mistakes." The second stone says, "My accent is terrible." The third stone says, "I don't know enough grammar." The fourth stone says, "I said something wrong and people laughed at me." The fifth stone says, "I have been studying for months, but I am still not fluent. I must be stupid." The sixth stone says, "I need to know all the grammar rules before I start speaking." Do you recognize these stones, my friend? Do you carry some of these? Most language learners do. Most people who are climbing this mountain have a backpack full of exactly these stones. And this heavy backpack, filled with fear and self-doubt and perfectionism, it is slowing you down. More than anything else, more than lack of vocabulary, more than lack of grammar knowledge, this backpack of fear is your biggest obstacle on this mountain. Let us talk about mistakes, because this is so important. I want you to think about a baby, a small, beautiful baby who is learning to walk. This baby stands up, wobbles for a moment, and then falls down, falls right on their little bottom. What does the baby do? The baby looks around, maybe laughs, maybe cries for just a second, and then tries again, stands up again, falls again, tries again. Nobody looks at that baby and says, "You are terrible at walking. You have been trying for 3 months and you still cannot walk perfectly. You are a failure." No, of course not. That would be absurd. That would be cruel. Everyone cheers for the baby. Everyone celebrates every tiny wobbling step. You, my friend, are that baby. You are a baby in English, and that is not an insult. That is simply the truth. You are at the beginning of something, and beginnings are always wobbly, always imperfect, always full of falling down. Every mistake you make in English is not a sign that you are bad. It is a sign that you are trying. It is a sign that you are brave enough to open your mouth and say something, even when you are not sure. Mistakes are not your enemies. Mistakes are your teachers, the kindest, most patient teachers you will ever have. Now, let me talk about grammar for a moment, because grammar is perhaps the heaviest stone in that backpack. Many learners believe, and I think maybe their schools taught them this, that you must understand all the grammar rules before you can speak. But think about this. When you were a child learning your own language, your first language, did you study grammar first? Did you sit with a textbook and memorize the rules of subject and verb agreement before you spoke your first word? Of course not. You listened, you copied, you made mistakes, you tried again, and slowly, beautifully, the language grew inside you like a flower. So let us take some of those heavy stones out of your backpack, shall we? Gently, one by one, we are going to set them down on the path. We are not throwing them away in anger. We are just setting them down, choosing to leave them behind. You do not need to carry all that weight. You are climbing a mountain, my friend.
You need to travel light.
Breathe with me for a moment. Yes, right now. Let's pause on our climb and just breathe. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Feel how much lighter that backpack is already? Good. We continue. Chapter 3, The Zigzag Path. Now, I want to point something out about the path we are walking on. Look down at it. Look at the way it moves. It does not go straight up, does it? No. It goes left for a while, then turns and goes right, then left again, then maybe curves around a big rock, then goes upward for a steep section, then flattens out for a while. It goes left, then right, back and forth, up and down, up and down. This zigzag path, my friend, this is progress. This is what real progress looks like. Not a straight, clean line going always upward. No, real progress looks messy. Real progress looks confusing. Real progress sometimes looks like you are going backward. Let me explain what I mean. In English learning, there is something that teachers and researchers have studied for a long time. They call it a plateau. A plateau is a period of time when you feel like you are not making any progress at all. You are studying, you are practicing, but nothing seems to be improving. You feel stuck. You feel flat, like you are walking on a flat section of the mountain that never goes up. This plateau feels very discouraging. Many, many learners reach this flat section of the path, and they think to themselves, "This is it. This is as far as I can go. I have reached my limit." And they sit down and they give up. But here is the secret about plateaus, and I want you to hold this secret close to your heart. The plateau is not the end. The plateau is preparation. Underneath the surface, while you feel like nothing is happening, your brain is working. It is organizing. It is connecting. It is building invisible structures like the roots of a tree growing deep underground before the tree grows tall above the ground. You cannot see the roots. You cannot feel them growing, but they are there. They are working. And then, one ordinary day, after weeks or months of feeling stuck, something clicks. Suddenly, you understand a conversation that you did not understand before. Suddenly, a grammar rule that confused you for months just makes sense, like a light turning on in a dark room. That click, that moment of sudden understanding, that is your tree growing above the ground. But it was only possible because of all those invisible, underground root-growing days. So when you feel stuck, when you feel like you are not improving, do not be discouraged. You are not stuck. You are growing underground. Keep watering the tree. Keep studying, even a little, even 10 minutes a day. Keep listening. Keep reading. Keep trying. The click is coming. There is also another kind of zigzag on this path. Sometimes you will have a beautiful day of English. You will understand everything. Your speaking will feel smooth and confident. You will think to yourself, "I am finally getting it. I am finally improving," and you will feel wonderful. And then, the very next day, it's all gone. You cannot remember words, you cannot form sentences, your tongue feels heavy and slow in your mouth. You feel like you have forgotten everything overnight. This is so normal, my friend, so incredibly universally normal. Every language learner experiences this. I want you to write this on a piece of paper and put it somewhere you can see it. Bad days are not steps backward. Bad days are part of the zigzag. Tomorrow or the day after, you will be back on an upward section of the path, and you will be a little bit higher than you were before. The zigzag always moves upward over time. Always.
I want to take a moment here, at the top of our mountain, to talk about something that many English learners are afraid to talk about. Something that feels vulnerable and personal. Something that lives very close to the heart. I want to talk about the sound of your voice. When you speak English, your voice sounds different from a native speaker. It has an accent. Maybe a strong one, maybe a gentle one, but an accent that is uniquely and undeniably yours. And for many learners, this accent feels like a problem, like something to be fixed, like something to be ashamed of. I want to challenge that idea today, gently but firmly. Your accent is not a problem. Your accent is not a mistake. Your accent is your history. It is the sound of every language that lives inside you, every place you have been, every culture that has shaped you. Your accent tells a story. It says, I come from somewhere. I carry something with me. I am bringing something new and beautiful into the English language. English, more than almost any other language in the world, is spoken in more accents, more varieties, more beautiful, different regional, national, personal flavors than we could ever count. English is spoken with a Nigerian accent, with a Brazilian accent, with a Japanese accent, with a French accent, with an Egyptian accent, with an Indian accent, with a Korean accent, with hundreds and hundreds of others. All of these voices, they are all English. They are all valid. They are all beautiful. Do you know what a native English speaker thinks when they hear someone speaking English with a foreign accent? Many of them, the kind, aware ones, the ones worth speaking to, think, this person speaks more than one language. This person knows something I do not know. This person has traveled farther than I have linguistically, and that is remarkable. Your goal in English is not to sound like someone from London or New York. Your goal is to be understood and to understand. Communication, that is all language is at its heart. Connection between two minds, between two hearts. So speak your English. Speak it proudly, with your accent, with your personality, with your particular music. The world needs the sound of your voice in English. Genuinely, truly, it does. Repeat after me. My voice matters. My accent is beautiful. I speak English and I am proud. Say it one more time, and this time say it a little louder. My voice matters. My accent is beautiful. I speak English and I am proud. Beautiful. I heard you, and you were magnificent. Now, I want to tell you something else about speaking, something very practical. Many learners wait and wait and wait to start speaking. They want to be ready. They want to be good enough. They want to have learned more grammar, more vocabulary, more something before they allow themselves to actually use the language with another person. But fluency does not come from waiting to be ready. Fluency comes from speaking before you feel ready. Fluency comes from the doing, not the preparing to do. Start speaking now, even if your sentences are simple, even if you make mistakes every other word, even if you have to stop and search for a word. Speaking is a muscle.
And muscles only grow when you use them, when you challenge them, when you make them work. So speak, my friend. Speak imperfectly, bravely, consistently. Speak and keep speaking, and watch how the mountain path becomes wider and smoother with every word.
Let us take a small, comfortable rest here on the mountain. Find a soft rock to sit on. Feel the ground beneath you, solid and real. Look at where you have come from. You have climbed quite far already. Breathe in the cool mountain air. Breathe in and breathe out. Notice how your breathing is calm. Notice how your body is relaxed. You are doing so well. Truly, you are. Now, I want to share something with you about the sounds of this mountain, because even here in the fog, even when you cannot see clearly, you can hear things. You can hear the wind moving through the trees below. You can hear a small stream somewhere, the sound of water flowing over smooth stones. You can hear birds calling to each other in the distance. And these sounds, these are your guide. These sounds tell you the mountain is alive. You are part of it. Keep going. Chapter 5. The Water. Speaking of that stream, I want to talk about water now, because water on a mountain is essential. You cannot climb without it. Your body needs it. Your mind needs it. Without water, everything becomes difficult. Your legs feel heavy. Your head aches. Your eyes become dry. You cannot think clearly. On this mountain of English, water represents listening. Listening is the most essential skill in language learning. More essential than grammar, more essential than vocabulary lists, more essential than textbooks. Think about how you learned your first language. You listened for months, even years, before you spoke a single word. A baby listens to everything. A baby soaks up language like a sponge soaks up water. Every word, every sound, every rhythm, every melody of the language. It goes in through the ears first, long before it comes out through the mouth. When you listen to English, even when you do not understand every single word, something incredible is happening inside your brain. Your brain is learning the music of the language, the rhythm, the melody, the way sounds connect to each other, the way certain words are stressed more than others, the way questions sound different from statements, the way a native speaker's voice goes up and down, like a gentle song. This invisible, unconscious learning, it is building your English from the inside out. And one day, when you open your mouth to speak, some of that music will come out, and people will say to you, "Your English sounds so natural," and you will know why. It is because you drank the water. You listened. So how do you drink this water? Let me give you some gentle suggestions. Listen to English every day. It does not have to be for a long time, even 15 minutes, even 10, but every day. Put on an English podcast while you're making breakfast. Listen to an English audiobook while you're walking. Watch one episode of an English show, even if you need subtitles. The subtitles are fine, by the way. The subtitles are your training wheels.
Use them as long as you need them. And here's a very important piece of advice. Listen to English that you enjoy. Do not force yourself to listen to things that bore you just because they're labeled for language learners. If you love cooking, find English cooking shows. If you love sports, find English sports commentary. If you love stories, find English audiobooks. Your brain learns faster and better when it is engaged, when it is interested, when it is enjoying itself. A bored brain is a closed door. A curious, happy brain is a wide-open window with a warm breeze coming through. So find your water. Find the English listening that refreshes you, that nourishes you, that you genuinely look forward to, and drink it every day, consistently, patiently, joyfully. Repeat after me, slowly. I love listening to English. Say it again. I love listening to English. And if that doesn't feel true yet, then say it as a wish. Say it as an intention. Say, I am learning to love listening to English. And keep drinking the water.
Now I want you to look around. You have been so focused on your own feet, on your own path, on your own steps, that perhaps you have not noticed you are not alone on this mountain. Look, there are other people climbing. Over to your left, there is a young woman. She is climbing quickly, confidently, with long, powerful strides. She moves like she has been doing this for years. Her backpack looks light, her steps are sure, she does not hesitate. Over to your right, there is a man who is moving more slowly. He stops often to rest, to look at the path ahead, to adjust his backpack. But he is moving, he is climbing, he is here. Behind you, far below, on the lower part of the mountain, you can see a group of people who are just beginning. They are full of energy and excitement, the energy of the very start. They have not yet encountered the fog or the steep sections. Everything is still fresh and new and thrilling for them. And somewhere above you, barely visible through the trees and the mist, there are climbers who have been on this mountain for a long, long time. They know every turn of the path. They know where the fog tends to gather. They know where the most beautiful resting spots are. They are far ahead, yes, but they started exactly where you are now. Exactly. All these people, these other climbers, they are the community of English learners. They are your fellow travelers, and they are one of the greatest gifts this mountain has to offer. But I need to warn you about something, a very natural, very human, but very dangerous habit that many people have on this mountain. Can you guess what it is? Comparing yourself to others. Looking at that confident woman climbing quickly to your left and thinking, why am I not like her? She is so much better than me. I will never be that good. Maybe I should not even be on this mountain. Maybe I do not belong here. Oh, my friend, I know this feeling so well. I know how powerful it is, and I know how much damage it can do to your motivation, to your confidence, to your love of learning. So I want to tell you something that might sound surprising. That woman climbing quickly, you do not know her story. You do not know how many years she has been climbing. You do not know how many times she fell down and had to get back up. You do not know how many nights she cried because she felt like she was failing. You are only seeing her today, in this moment, on this section of the path. You are not seeing all the days and weeks and months and years that brought her to this point. Comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 15 is not fair, not to yourself, not to anyone. The only person you should ever compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Are you a tiny bit better today than you were yesterday? Did you learn one new word? Did you understand one sentence that you wouldn't have understood before? Did you feel a little less afraid to speak than you felt last week? That is success. That is real, meaningful, genuine success. And those other climbers? They are not your competition. They are your company. They are the people who understand exactly how hard this climb is. When you meet a fellow English learner, you have a friend, someone who knows, someone who understands the fog and the heavy backpack and the zigzag path. Reach out to them, learn with them, encourage them when they are struggling. Let them encourage you. This mountain is more beautiful and more manageable when you climb it with good company.
Breathe with me again, my friend. Let's fill our lungs with this clear mountain air. Breathe in, slowly, hold it gently, and breathe out, long and slow. We are getting close now. The air is different up here. It is thinner, yes, and you might feel your breath a little faster than before, but it is also cleaner, cleaner than anywhere below. And the light is different up here. The sunlight comes through more clearly, more brilliantly. Before we reach the very top, I want to stop and talk about something that many English learners overlook, something that is very, very important for the final section of this climb. I want to talk about talking to yourself. Yes, talking to yourself. Do you ever do this? Many people do in their own language, and it is completely natural. But I want you to start doing it in English. Just small things, just little conversations with yourself. When you wake up in the morning, look out the window and say in English, "It is morning. It looks like a nice day today." When you are making coffee or tea, say in English, "I am making tea. I like tea." When you look in the mirror, say something kind to yourself in English. "Good morning. You are going to have a good day. You are learning. You are doing well." This practice, this small, simple daily habit of talking to yourself in English, it does something wonderful. It makes English feel natural. It makes English feel like a part of your daily life, not something separate, not something that only happens during study time. English is not a school subject. English is a living thing. It breathes and grows. It is used in real moments of real life. The more you bring it into your daily moments, the more it becomes alive for you, the more it becomes yours. And now, I think it is time. I think we are ready. Are you ready? Let us go to the top. Chapter 7, The Summit and the View. We are climbing the last section now. The path is steep here. Your legs are working hard. Your breathing is quick. But your heart is full. Something is happening. Something is building. A feeling that you have been carrying since the very beginning, growing quietly like that underground tree root, is now almost ready to bloom. Take one more step, and another, and another, and then you are there. You step onto the flat, wide, open space at the very top of the mountain.
The wind blows gently against your face. Your cheeks are warm from the effort of climbing. Your legs are tired in a good way, in the way of real effort and real achievement. And then you stop. You stop and you look. Oh, my friend, the view. I cannot fully describe it to you. No words in any language can completely capture what you see. But let me try. You can see everything from up here. Everything. The soft green grass at the bottom where we started. The forest of the beginning levels. The zigzag sections of the path where you practiced and stumbled and got back up. The flat plateau sections where you felt stuck but kept going. The places where the fog was thick and you walked through it anyway. All of it. All of your journey spread out below you like a beautiful, complicated, imperfect, wonderful map. And now, repeat after me. Say these words aloud, slowly, in English, with pride. I did this. I climbed. I am here. Say it again. I did this. I climbed. I am here. Feel those words in your mouth. Feel their weight. Feel their truth.
Now, while we stand here at the top, while this remarkable view is spread out before us, I want to give you something to think about. Something gentle and important. Look at how far you have come. Really look. Do not rush past this moment. Do not immediately say, but I still need to learn so much more, or, but my English is still not perfect. Not right now. Right now, just look backward. Look at where you started. Look at the distance between there and here. Can you see it? All of that. You walked. You carried your backpack through it even when it was heavy. You navigated the fog, even when you could not see. You found the water, even when you were thirsty. You kept walking the zigzag path, even when you thought you were going the wrong way. That was you. Only you. Nobody carried you up this mountain. You climbed it yourself, with your own 2 feet, one step at a time. Now I want to tell you something else about this summit, about this top of the mountain, something you might not have expected. The top of the mountain is not the end. Look around you. What do you see beyond this mountain? More mountains, different mountains. Some of them are smaller. Some of them are even bigger. There are mountains of advanced vocabulary, mountains of professional English, mountains of literary English, mountains of business communication, of poetry, of humor, of slang, of academic writing. The English language is not one mountain. It is a whole range of mountains, a whole beautiful, endless mountain range that stretches as far as you can see. And every mountain you climb gives you the ability and the confidence and the tools to climb the next one. So this summit, this wonderful moment we are in right now, is not a final destination. It is a resting point, a place to breathe, to celebrate, to look back with gratitude, and then, when you are ready, when your legs have rested and your heart has settled, to look forward and choose your next mountain. But I want to be very clear about something. The looking forward, the choosing of the next mountain, that is for later. Right now, in this moment, we are celebrating this one. We are fully here, fully present, fully grateful for every single step that brought us to this exact place. I want to give you a phrase now, a phrase that I want you to carry with you always, not just in English learning, but in everything you do. This phrase is from English literature,
from the world of poetry and wisdom, and it is this: it is not the destination, it is the journey. The destination is this summit, beautiful, yes, worth celebrating, absolutely. But the journey, oh, the journey was the real treasure. Every step, every stumble, every foggy day, every beautiful sunrise from the middle of the path, every conversation with another climber, every moment of confusion followed by clarity, that was the real English learning. That was the real you, growing, changing, becoming more. The destination gives you a moment of joy. The journey gives you a life. So hold the journey close, my friend. Treasure every single messy, imperfect, wonderful step of it.
And now, before we begin our gentle walk back down the mountain together, I want to spend some time with you just sitting here, just being here. Let the wind move around you. Let the light fall on your face. You have earned this quiet, peaceful moment. I want to talk to you about something called small wins, because I think this is very important for every English learner at every level. What is a small win? A small win is exactly what it sounds like. It is a small moment of success, a tiny victory. A little step that perhaps nobody else would notice, but that you notice, that you feel. Let me give you some examples. A small win is, today you read a sentence in English and you did not need to look up a single word. You understood the whole thing just by yourself. A small win is, today you heard a word in a movie that you learned last week, and you recognized it. You said to yourself, I know that word, I learned that word, and you smiled. A small win is, today you introduced yourself in English to someone new, and your voice only shook a little bit, and they understood you, and they smiled, and the conversation continued, even for just 30 seconds. A small win is, today you dreamed in English, just a small part of your dream, a word or a phrase, but it was there, in your sleeping mind, in English. These small wins, they matter more than you know. Science tells us, the science of how brains learn and grow, that noticing and celebrating small wins builds motivation, it builds confidence, it builds the neural pathways in your brain that say, this is working, keep going, you are getting better. So I want to encourage you to start keeping what I call a small wins journal. It does not have to be a beautiful journal. It can be any piece of paper, any notebook, any notes application on your phone. And every day, every single day, you write down at least one small English win. Just one sentence. Today I understood this word. Today I said this sentence correctly. Today I felt less afraid to speak. Just one sentence, one small, real, true celebration of your progress. Over weeks and months, this journal will become something extraordinary. It will become proof, undeniable, personal, beautiful proof that you are not standing still, that you are moving, that you are growing, that the climb is real and the progress is real, even when you cannot feel it.
And on the hard days, on the foggy days, on the plateau days when you feel like you are not improving at all, you can open your journal. You can read the entries from weeks ago, and you will see how far you have actually come, how different you are from the person who started climbing this mountain, how much stronger, how much more capable, how much more you. Please, my friend, start this journal. Tonight. Don't wait. Just one small win from today. You can write it right now, after this video, before you do anything else. I watched a video about English in English, and I understood it. That is my small win for today.
I want to take a moment here, at the top of our mountain, to talk about something that many English learners are afraid to talk about. Something that feels vulnerable and personal. Something that lives very close to the heart. I want to talk about the sound of your voice. When you speak English, your voice sounds different from a native speaker. It has an accent. Maybe a strong one, maybe a gentle one, but an accent that is uniquely and undeniably yours. And for many learners, this accent feels like a problem, like something to be fixed, like something to be ashamed of. I want to challenge that idea today, gently but firmly. Your accent is not a problem. Your accent is not a mistake. Your accent is your history. It is the sound of every language that lives inside you, every place you have been, every culture that has shaped you. Your accent tells a story. It says, I come from somewhere. I carry something with me. I am bringing something new and beautiful into the English language. English, more than almost any other language in the world, is spoken in more accents, more varieties, more beautiful, different regional, national, personal flavors than we could ever count. English is spoken with a Nigerian accent, with a Brazilian accent, with a Japanese accent, with a French accent, with an Egyptian accent, with an Indian accent, with a Korean accent, with hundreds and hundreds of others. All of these voices, they are all English. They are all valid. They are all beautiful. Do you know what a native English speaker thinks when they hear someone speaking English with a foreign accent? Many of them, the kind, aware ones, the ones worth speaking to, think, this person speaks more than one language. This person knows something I do not know. This person has traveled farther than I have linguistically, and that is remarkable. Your goal in English is not to sound like someone from London or New York. Your goal is to be understood and to understand. Communication, that is all language is at its heart. Connection between two minds, between two hearts. So speak your English. Speak it proudly, with your accent, with your personality, with your particular music. The world needs the sound of your voice in English. Genuinely, truly, it does. Repeat after me. My voice matters. My accent is beautiful. I speak English and I am proud. Say it one more time, and this time say it a little louder. My voice matters. My accent is beautiful. I speak English and I am proud. Beautiful. I heard you, and you were magnificent. Now, I want to tell you something else about speaking, something very practical. Many learners wait and wait and wait to start speaking. They want to be ready. They want to be good enough.
They want to have learned more grammar, more vocabulary, more something before they allow themselves to actually use the language with another person. But fluency does not come from waiting to be ready. Fluency comes from speaking before you feel ready. Fluency comes from the doing, not the preparing to do. Start speaking now, even if your sentences are simple, even if you make mistakes every other word, even if you have to stop and search for a word. Speaking is a muscle, and muscles only grow when you use them, when you challenge them, when you make them work. So speak, my friend. Speak imperfectly, bravely, consistently. Speak and keep speaking, and watch how the mountain path becomes wider and smoother with every word.
We are beginning our walk back down the mountain now. And walking down, I want to talk about something that maybe seems small, but is actually very big. I want to talk about rest. On a mountain, you must rest. If you try to climb without ever stopping, without ever sitting down, without ever letting your muscles recover and your mind settle, you will exhaust yourself. You will hurt yourself. You will make the climb harder, not easier. Rest is not laziness. Rest is not giving up. Rest is a necessary part of the journey. Rest is what makes the next section of climbing possible. In English learning, rest looks like this: a day when you do not open a textbook, a day when you watch a movie in your own language for pure pleasure with no educational intention at all, a day when you simply live your life without thinking about grammar or vocabulary or progress. These rest days are not wasted days. They are recovery days. They are the days when your brain processes and consolidates everything you have been learning. They are the days when the roots grow deeper, when the connections become stronger, when the language becomes more deeply, permanently yours. So please give yourself permission to rest, weekly ideally, one day or even just one evening where English learning is not on your to-do list, where you simply rest and live and let your brain do its quiet, invisible work. And here is another kind of rest that I want to encourage. I want to encourage you to rest from judgment, to take a holiday from self-criticism. For one full day, one beautiful free day, every time you notice yourself thinking a negative thought about your English, every time you catch yourself saying, "I am not good enough, I should be better, why don't I know this word by now?" I want you to gently, kindly, firmly say to that thought, "Not today. Today I am resting. Today I am enough exactly as I am." Can you give yourself that gift? One day of rest from self-judgment? One day of simply being a person who is learning, who is trying, who is on a journey, and who is enough right now at this exact point on the path. You deserve that rest. You have earned it. Take it. Now, I also want to talk about something very beautiful that happens when you rest and then return to studying. There is a moment, a magical little moment that language learners sometimes describe. A moment that usually happens not when you are intensely studying, but when you have stepped back, when you have rested. A moment when a piece of language, something you have been struggling with, suddenly just settles into place. You might be taking a shower, or walking in a park, or just waking up in the morning, in that soft, fuzzy space between sleeping and being fully awake. And suddenly, without effort, without forcing it, something clicks. A grammar rule makes sense.
A word's meaning becomes crystal clear. A pronunciation that always confused you suddenly sounds right in your mind. This is your resting brain doing its secret work. This is the gift of rest. Honor it. Make space for it. Trust it.
I want to spend some time now giving you specific, practical tools, because encouragement is wonderful and important, but you also need concrete things to do, practical steps that you can take starting today that will move you forward on this mountain. So here are some gentle, manageable, beautiful practices that I recommend to every English learner at every level. Think of these as your climbing equipment, your good boots, your walking stick, your compass. The first practice, read something in English every single day. Not a textbook, not grammar exercises, a real piece of English. It can be very short, an article, a blog post, a few pages of a simple novel, a news headline, anything that is written by a real person for a real purpose. Try to read it without stopping to look up every word. First, let the meaning flow. Read the whole thing. What did you understand? Often you will understand more than you expected. Your brain is smarter about context than you give it credit for. After reading the whole piece, then go back and look up the 2 or 3 words that are most important to the meaning. The second practice, find a language exchange partner, someone who is learning your language while you are learning English. You can find these wonderful people on websites and applications that connect language learners around the world. And here is the magic of a language exchange. You are not a student, and they are not a teacher. You are 2 human beings helping each other, 2 people sharing something. You speak to them in English, they speak to you in your language, and both of you grow. The fourth practice, notice English in your environment. English is everywhere in the modern world. Products in your home have English labels. Songs on the radio have English words. Advertisements, menus, movie titles, brand names. English is hiding in plain sight all around you. Start noticing it. Start reading it. Start saying it quietly to yourself. This turns your whole environment into a classroom, and the best classroom is one you live inside of. The fifth and perhaps the most powerful one, be kind to yourself every single day. Make kindness to yourself a non-negotiable practice. When you make a mistake, which you will because you are a learner and learners make mistakes, meet that mistake with the same gentle patience you would offer to a dear friend who is struggling. Would you laugh at your best friend for making a mistake while learning something new? Would you tell them they are stupid, that they are too slow, that they should give up? Of course not. You would encourage them. You would say, "It's okay. Try again. You are doing great." Be that friend. Be that gentle, encouraging voice for yourself. You deserve that kindness more than anyone. And now, as we walk down the final section of the mountain, as the soft green grass at the bottom comes back into view, as the flowers and the warmth and the familiar comfort of the starting point welcomes us back, I want to talk about one more thing, one final essential thing. I want to talk about the reason why all of this matters. Why does it matter that you learn English? Not the practical reason, not the career reason, not the travel reason. I mean the deeper reason, the human reason, the reason that lives in the chest, not in the brain. Language is a bridge. That is what it is at its most essential. Language is a bridge between one mind and another,
between one heart and another, between one life story and another. Right now, in this moment, with the English you already have, which is more than you think, you can connect with hundreds of millions of people around this planet who you could not connect with in your own language. Hundreds of millions of people who have stories and dreams and sorrows and joys and ideas and music and humor and wisdom that you can now access, that you can now share with. Every new word you learn is another plank in that bridge. Every sentence you master is the bridge growing stronger, wider, more capable of carrying the weight of real, deep human connection. This is not a small thing. This is extraordinary. You are building a bridge, day by day, word by word, step by patient step. You are building a bridge between yourself and the world. And the world, my friend, needs more bridges. It needs more people who are brave enough to reach across the spaces between cultures, between languages, between different ways of seeing. It needs more people like you. You, the person who sat down today and said, even silently, even without knowing you were saying it, I want to connect. I want to understand. I want to be understood. I want to be part of something bigger than my own small corner of the world. That is why you are learning English. That is your deepest reason, your deepest shoe if we go back to our mountain metaphor. And that reason is beautiful. It is worthy. It is enough. I want to share with you a few more English phrases that I think are perfect for language learners. Phrases that are not just useful for speaking, but useful for living. Carry these with you. I am still learning. 3 beautiful, honest, humble, powerful words. Not I don't know, not I am bad at this, but I am still learning. These words say, I am in a process. I am moving. I am not finished, and I am not ashamed of being unfinished. Excuse me, I don't understand that expression. Another courageous, intelligent phrase. Not shameful, not embarrassing, simply honest. And honest is always the right choice. And finally, thank you for your patience with my English. This phrase, said with genuine warmth, with a small smile, melts hearts every time, because it acknowledges the effort, the vulnerability, the courage of using a foreign language, and it invites kindness from the person you are speaking with. Most people, when they hear these words, become your immediate, gentle ally. You are armed, my friend. You are ready.
And now, as our feet touch the soft grass at the bottom of the mountain again, as we complete our journey for today, I want to give you your homework. Not hard homework, not scary homework. Beautiful, joyful, peaceful homework. Your homework has 3 parts. Each part is small. Each part is possible. Each part is yours. Part 1. Tonight, before you sleep, take out a piece of paper or open a new note on your phone and write down your small win from today. Just one sentence, one thing, however tiny, that you did in English today that you are proud of. Maybe it is, today I watched a video entirely in English and I understood most of it. That is your real, true, wonderful small win. Write it down. It counts. Part 2. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, spend 5 minutes with one English word. Just one. Choose any word that interests you,
that you find beautiful or funny or mysterious. Look it up. Read the definition. Read an example sentence. Say the word out loud 3 times. Whisper it. Say it with a different feeling each time. Say it sadly. Say it happily. Say it like it is the most important word you have ever spoken. And then use it in a sentence about your own life, your own experience. Write that sentence down. This word now belongs to you. Part 3. Smile at English. I am completely serious. Tomorrow, whenever you encounter English in any form, a word on a product, a song on the radio, a movie title on a poster, a phrase you remember from today's video, smile at it. A real smile with your eyes and your mouth. Smile at it like you would smile at an old friend you have not seen in a while. Because that is what English is becoming for you. An old friend, a familiar presence, something that belongs in your life. The relationship between you and the English language is exactly that, a relationship. Like any relationship, it has its difficult moments, its misunderstandings, its frustrating days. But like any good relationship, it is built on time and patience and showing up even on the hard days. And like any deep, lasting relationship, it gets better. It gets warmer. It gets more comfortable. It gets more you. And one day, perhaps not so far from now, you will realize that English is no longer something you are trying to learn. It is something you already have. Something that lives inside you as naturally and comfortably as breathing, as naturally as the sound of your own name. That day is coming. I promise you.
My dear friend, we have reached the end of our journey today. But as I said at the summit, this is not really an end. Every ending is only a rest before the next beginning.